Oh, here, sorry.
Jason Blair.
Here.
Melissa Hunt.
Here.
Louis Williams.
Here.
Adam Webb.
Here.
Mark Ham.
Here.
Glenn Lewis.
Here, would you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? And before we start off tonight, I would like to take a moment of silence for the victims and for the families and the friends and the first responders for the night. And we appreciate them. So please observe a moment of silence. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we have a proclamation. The year of 2020 is the year of remembrance for those citizens lost in the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building bombing 25 years ago. And you'll have to bear with me because this is rather long. Whereas on April 19th, 1995, the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building was targeted by a domestic terrorist bomb, and whereas 168 people were killed, hundreds survived, and thousands were changed forever, and whereas the city of Oklahoma City and the state of Oklahoma and her citizens have shown remarkable compassion, resiliency, and unity in the wake of this tragedy, and those qualities continue to this day in the form of service, honor, and kindness, also known as the Oklahoma Standard. And whereas the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum, a beautiful and moving tribute to the memory of this event, its victims, survivors, and its first responders, sits today on the site of the former Murrah Federal Building. Ensuing the memory of this tragedy will not be forgotten, and working to prevent a repeat of this tragedy. And whereas the city of Moore lost 9 beloved citizens in the bombing: Olin Burrow Bloomer, Anthony Christopher Cooper II, Dana Leanne Cooper, J.C. Ray Cohn, Christy Rojas, Sonia Lynn Saunders, Karen Howell Shepard, Victoria or Vicky Son, and Dolores D. Stratton. And whereas the events of April 19, 1995 changed Oklahoma and our nation forever, but by looking back to the example set in those decisive days, we can think forward to a better future for the generation that follows. And whereas the year 2020 marks the 25th anniversary of the Murrah bombing, and whereas the mission statement of Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum is, we come here to remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those who are changed forever. May all who leave here know that the impact of violence. May this memorial offer comfort, strength, peace, hope, and serenity. Therefore, now be it resolved that I, Glenn Lewis, Mayor of the City of Moore, Oklahoma, proclaim the year 2020 to be the year of remembrance for those beloved citizens lost to our city in the bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building, and vow to continue their legacy of love and service to the community through our work as leaders of the City of Moore. Thank you.
And Mayor and Council, the memorial also asked us to recognize Denise Bell Pittner, who now is a resident of Moore. She wasn't at the time of the bombing. She lost her daughter, her 15-month-old daughter, Danielle Bell, in the bombing. So hearts and prayers go out to her also.
Thank you very much. You know, I had been the mayor for 1 year when that happened, so I've been the mayor for a long time. But I still remember that day. It was quite a day. And we do always want to remember those people. So thank you. Item 2 is the consent docket. Do we have somebody to present that to? No. Okay. Item 2 is the consent docket. Item A is approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held January 21st, 2020. Item B, accept the mayor's designation of David Roberts and Marlene Wood, duly appointed commissioners of the Moore Urban Renewal Authority as chairperson and vice chairperson respectively of the Moore Urban Renewal Authority. Item C is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2019-2020 in the amount of $2,587,081.30. It is a consent item. Do we have a motion?
Move to approve.
Do we have a second? Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Would you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Daniel McKenzie. Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 3, consider and adopting resolution number 95020, declaring a certain area that lies on the southwest corner of Northeast 12th Street and South Sunny Lane Road, known as Cleveland Heights, to be a blighted area and appropriate for an urban renewal project pursuant to 11 Oklahoma Statutes 38-101.
Mayor and council, this is the Cleveland Heights area that we've had several discussions over the past few months and created the Urban Renewal Authority to address this particular issue. What you're voting on is the blight report tonight to actually declare the area blighted. Emily Pomeroy, our attorney, is here to answer any questions. Recommend approval.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? Anyone object? If not, would you call for the vote?
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
No.
Daniel McKenzie. Jason Blair.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 4 is consider approval of a lot split located in Lot 1, Block 1 of the Grace Point Addition, Section 5, being west of Santa Fe Avenue and south of Northwest 12th Street, application by Grace Point LLC.
Mayor and council, this property at 1400 Northwest 12th Street was originally developed as a church. It has been recently approved for an R3 PUD zoning that would allow it to be redeveloped as another phase of the Grace Point Senior Living Community. The applicant currently has building plans in the Community Development Office that has been submitted, and they are currently under review for a rehabilitation of the church that would be for apartments being accessed from an interior common area. In order to obtain financing for the project, the lender is requiring for the lot to be split from the remaining Grace Point addition. City water and sewer are available to serve the site, and access will be granted through the original private drive of Grace Point addition, along with an additional curb cut directly onto Northwest 12th Street that will be reconfigured as a gated entryway. Because the 2 resulting lots are in conformance with city code, staff recommends approval of this lot split application. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
So we're just breaking out that one piece of property for the financing purposes?
Correct, correct.
Make a motion we approve.
Second.
All right, thank you both. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions on this? Anybody opposed? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Daniel McKenzie. Jason Blair.
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 5 is consider authorizing staff to solicit requests for qualifications for the 2020-2021 code enforcement nuisance abatement contract.
Mayor and council, several years ago, the city began to administer the abatement services as a request for qualifications-based selection process. In this arrangement, the city will establish a price for each abatement activity, and interested contractors will submit their qualifications for review. We do like to have a minimum of 2 abatement contractors for each year because it does get busy and we're able to allocate the work accordingly. The RFQ is released for contractor selection every 1 to 2 years. It has been 1 year since we last did our abatement contractor selection. For this year, the city staff is proposing an increase in price for mowing. This is really due to the lack of interested individuals we've had in the contract at our current price. And that does result in significant mowing delays for abatement services because the one contractor gets too busy. Mowing is charged on a tiered system based on how big your property is. Most code enforcement abatement mowings take place on a regular city lot of about 0.2 acres. This tier is proposed to increase from the current $60 that we charge to a proposed $100 per lot. This would be in addition to our administrative fees that we add on to that. This mowing fee is in line with other comparable metro area communities. On page 91, you'll see a comparison list of other communities. We feel that increasing the rate will allow for more contractors to submit their qualifications, and we can get more contractors who are more responsive to our needs in the high season. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I have a question. On the administrative fee of $150, I don't see anywhere in the proposal will that change?
That is not being asked to change at this time.
Okay, and every time we have to send someone out because the grass is against code, do we charge them the administrative fee as well as the mowing fee?
That's
And then the
correct.
mowing fee is paid to the contractor?
That is correct.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
All right, second. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 6 is consider adopting resolution number 94920, giving notice of the proposed annexation by the City of Moore of property described in Exhibit A, providing for the date, the time, and place for the public hearing on the question of annexing the territory, providing that the notice be published and mailed as provided by law, providing for the completion of a plan to extend municipal services into the annexed territory, providing that the said plan shall be available for inspection, and providing for severability.
Mayor and Council, this is the final piece to the annexation that we started off back in December. By approving this resolution, we have a public hearing set for the next council meeting, and there are actually 2 tracks that are on there. One of those is Blue Lakes Baptist Church property, and the second, or the other piece of property, was a little sliver that we needed on the other properties that had been annexed to kind of make that whole line figure in.
And we waited on these because we wanted to make sure that they were okay with the annexation.
I was
and they
waiting
are.
on word from, the one small piece of property is from Mr. Johnston that already agreed to it
Okay.
last time.
Okay.
And the second property is the Blue Lakes, and I have had conversations with them, and they are all on board.
Okay. All right. Make a motion to approve?
Thank you. Thank you both. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie.
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. Item number 7 is consider modifying the Personnel Policy and Procedures Manual by adding Section 23, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration Rules, to the Alcohol and Controlled Substance Testing Policy located under Appendix E.
Mayor and Council, this is a change to our drug and alcohol testing policy concerning only our CDL carrying employees. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has implemented what they are calling a clearinghouse, and what that is basically it's a database that is maintained by the Department of Transportation. We are required as the employer to query this database at least once a year for all of our current employees. Second of all, the next rule that they have started to implement is that we must query this database also for all new hires that have a CDL license as well. The reason that this is in our policy and procedures manual is that we have to have these new rules in our drug and alcohol testing policy to notify the employees as to what information is going to be reported to the clearinghouse in case they ever violate one of our drug and alcohol testing procedure. We would ask that this be implemented into our drug testing policy.
Okay. Do you have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Glenn Lewis?
Yes, item carries. Item number 8 is consider approval of emergency provision for ordinance number 932-20, finding it to be immediately necessary for the preservation of the peace, health, safety, and public good of the city of Moore and the inhabitants thereof, that the provisions of this ordinance be put into full force and effect. An emergency is hereby declared to exist by reason whereof this ordinance shall take effect and be in full force and effect from and after the date provided herein as provided by law.
Mayor and council, this is just the follow-up to the franchise tax election for ONG that council approved a couple of weeks ago. So if the election is successful, then the emergency takes effect and it goes into effect. The ordinance that the council approved goes into effect immediately. Recommend approval.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Glenn Lewis?
Yes, item carries. Item number 9 is consider awarding RFP number 1900-25, professional services for analysis of impediments for fair housing choice to RKG Associates Incorporated in the amount of $31,000, and approved contract for the same. This is from HUD.
Mayor and council, an analysis of impediment to fair housing choice is required to be updated every 5 years to receive the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG grant. The analysis reviews impediments to fair housing in both the public and private sector and defines actions to overcome those impediments. A request for proposal was published on December 13th. The city received 2 proposals on the 13th of January. RKG has completed the city's last analysis of impediments in 2015 and also prepared the housing market analysis in 2013. Their proposed cost of $31,000 was the lowest of the 2 proposals received. This contract will be funded with CDBG entitlement funds. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
This is just normal process.
Normal process, yeah.
Motion to approve.
All right, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on this item? If not, would you call for the vote?
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie?
Yes.
Jason Blair?
Yes.
Glenn Lewis?
Yes, item carries. This time, we will recess the city council meeting and convene the Moore Public Works Authority meeting. Item number 10 is the consent docket. Item A is receive and approve the minutes of the regular Moore Public Works Authority meeting held January 21st, 2020. Item B is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2019-2020 in the amount of $1,319,943.80.
Motion to approve.
All right, thank you. Thank you both. We have a motion and a second. It's a consent docket. Would you please call for the vote?
Louis Williams?
Yes.
Adam Webb?
Yes.
Mark Ham?
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie? Jason Blair?
Yes.
Melissa Hunt?
Yes.
Glenn Lewis?
Yes, item carries. Item number 11 is consider approval of an amendment to the Operations, Maintenance, and Management Services Agreement with Veolia Water North America Central LLC.
Mayor and trustees, in December, the city received a monitoring report from HUD's visit in August. It stated in the report that the cost, that per 2 CFR 200, the cost plus a percentage of cost and percentage of construction cost methods shall not be used. Cost plus a percentage of cost contracts are those in which the amount of profit paid is calculated as a percentage of cost, so that the profit increases commensurate with increases in cost. These make the fees rise as a contractor's costs rise. Both types are disallowed because they provide little incentive for the contractor to control costs, and there is limited certainty as the final contract amount. It was found that the agreement with Veolia contained cost-plus language in Section 9.2. This amendment changes the language for a change in scope from annual fee increased by an amount of the additional cost plus 10% to changing the language to annual fee shall be increased by an amount agreed upon by the City of Mora and Veolia. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, is Veolia okay with this?
Yeah, they
Okay.
reviewed it. Robert had a conference call
All
with
right,
them. So
just checking.
we're good.
And this impacts the entire city. This
City.
is not just the,
Right, but it's just if there's a change of scope in any sort of project, so,
okay,
yeah.
very good. Motion approved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? If not, would you call for the vote, please?
Adam Webb,
Yes.
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we'll recess the Moore Public Works Authority meeting and convene the Moore Risk Management meeting. Item number 12 is the consent docket. Item A is accept the minutes of the regular Moore Risk Management meeting held January 21st, 2020. Item B is approve and ratify claims and expenditures for FY 2019-2020 in the amount of $11,376.04.
Motion approved.
All right, thank you. Thank you. And it is a consent item. Would you call the roll, please?
Mark Ham,
Yes.
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, item carries. At this time, we'll recess the Moore Risk Management meeting and reconvene the City Council meeting. Item 13 is new business, citizens for forum for items not on the agenda. There's no one signed up. Would anyone like to speak? Okay, that's a brave question, I'm telling you. Item B is items from the City Council or trustees.
I would just remind everyone that there is a public meeting tomorrow night at the station, and BNSF will be here to discuss the possible logistics center between 27th and 89th, or 94th Street. And so I encourage council members to attend, and also citizens if you have questions.
Okay.
Is that 6:30?
6:30, sorry, not at the station, it's here. Sorry, it's here,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. City Hall. All right, 6:30. Anybody else? Okay. I know we're all still in shock today. So. Anyway, item C is items from the city manager, trust manager.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, a couple of things. Fire station number 2 had the grand opening last Friday, so it's nice to be in that facility. It's a great building and will really help our public safety efforts going forward, so we're glad to have that project completed. Tomorrow, at some point, I should be sending you an update on a partial reopening of 34th Street. We think we'll be able to open a couple of lanes for 2-lane traffic going all the way from Telephone Road to Santa Fe. So, you know, we've got weather concerns and we're close, but I will send an update tomorrow. Our budget process has started, so what we do is the department heads will be compiling their budget requests this month. I'll be meeting with all of them in March, have individual meetings with the council members in April, and then the council will discuss it as a whole beginning in May and get it approved and be ready for the next fiscal year. And then, you know, a couple of tough days, but just, you know, once again, you can never say it enough, I guess. Our thoughts and prayers are with families in the accident today. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Item number 14 is adjournment.
So moved.
All right,
Second.
thank you. Would you call for the vote, please?
Danielle McKenzie,
Yes.
Jason Blair,
Yes.
Melissa Hunt.
Yes.
Louis Williams.
Yes.
Adam Webb.
Yes.
Mark Ham.
Yes.
Glenn Lewis.
Yes, we're adjourned. Thank you for coming.